Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's PowerSchool webinar. My name is Corinna, and I am with the PowerSchool team, and I am really just behind the scenes today and just wanted to welcome you all and thank you for taking time away from your regular jobs to join us. Before we get started with today's presentation, I have just a few reminders. As you may have noticed on your way in, all of our attendees are on mute, but our presenters welcome your questions today. So if you do have a question throughout the presentation, just chat it in through the control panel on the right side of your screen, and I'll be monitoring those throughout the presentation, and we will save some time at the end to get your questions answered. We do expect today's presentation to last about an hour, and that includes the live Q&A at the end. We recognize that people at schools are very busy these days, so if you do need to step away before we wrap up, please know that we are recording the full session, and we will send the recording by email later today. So you can tune back in or share that with your colleagues. Now, without any further ado, I'll hand it over to our PowerSchool presenter, Ms. Melissa Orm, to get us started. Melissa?
Thank you, Corinna. Good afternoon, good day, everybody, from wherever you may be joining us from. My name is Melissa Orm, and I am a solutions engineer with PowerSchool. I have been with PowerSchool for approximately 17 years. I have been in a variety of positions, from being a solution engineer, supporting our sales teams, and working with districts throughout the world to implement and learn more about PowerSchool. I worked as a project manager implementing PowerSchool, as a state reporting product compliance manager, and also on the quality assurance team. It is my pleasure this afternoon to introduce Landon from Oswego School District.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Director of Technology at Oswego Schools. We have been a PowerSchool district for 14 years now, and I'm excited to share some of the reasons why we enjoy PowerSchool as much as we do.
Excellent.
We're a small 2A school district in southeast Kansas. Again, there are approximately 480 students serving 4 buildings.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, can you share with us a little bit of some of the challenges that you had faced as a school district before you implemented PowerSchool, and what were some of the challenges or the areas of improvement that you were looking to excel in?
For us, the search for a new SIS began with frustration with the current SIS, and just feeling that our voices were not being heard, and the SIS really wasn't staying up to speed and meeting our expectations and what we looked for in an SIS. Just the accessibility, the functionality, the reporting, it all kind of added up. That's what got us started in searching for a new SIS, and is how we ultimately ran across PowerSchool.
Excellent. So that is telling me that you were looking for much more than just a product. You were looking for a product with employees that cared, management cared. How are you going to be supported, and how are you going to be utilizing the functionality? With that,
That's right.
What were some of the benefits? Excellent. What were some of the benefits that you have leveraged after you came over to PowerSchool?
For us, it was the flexibility. It's exactly what you mentioned. We were looking for more than just the product, and that's what makes PowerSchool so great, in the fact that it can truly be customized. Unlike many SISs that don't let you touch the back end, PowerSchool can really be customized to fit the needs of each individual school. And that's what kind of drew us to PowerSchool, the flexibility that it has. I think that's ultimately what made this decision an easy one for us.
Excellent. And with the customization and the flexibility, would you mind sharing a little bit about some of your experiences around state reporting, customer service, integration with other systems, and
Sure.
how you have made that work with PowerSchool?
Right. The great thing about PowerSchool.
Melissa, I'm sorry. This is Corinna. I don't mean to interrupt.
Yep.
We are having a little bit of trouble hearing you, Melissa.
Okay.
So if there's anything you can do on your end to adjust your audio, it's coming across a little bit muffled.
Yes, sorry about that.
Oh, that's much better. Much better.
Okay.
Thank you so
sorry
much.
about that. Thank you. I'm sorry, Landon.
That's okay. What I was saying is in regards to custom pages, well, first of all, PowerSchool partners with many, many different companies, Career Cruising, and there's so many others that they partner with. The fact that you can install plugins that give you the ability to install many different plugins to fit many different needs. For example, PowerSchool for us is more than just an SIS. It manages our student IDs and prints out our student IDs, and it does our library, keeps track of the library, ties in with the library and the library program. It does our Power Lunch, and it does tons of reporting. And so for us, it was more than just an SIS. We really have built PowerSchool to fit our needs, and support is just top notch. And the fact that I can call PowerSchool, get a live agent on the line, they can talk me through any issues that I may be having. It's just been a great experience.
Excellent, thank you. And that's very informational on all of that. I did have one question. What is the teacher experience like for your teachers and the teacher tools and the grade book that they are utilizing with PowerSchool?
Right. So for a lot of our teachers and like a lot of school districts, moving to electronic grade book, one would think would be just could be a lot of trouble for a lot of teachers. But our teachers really adapted well. Part of it was from all of the training and support that we were provided and ultimately provided the teachers through PowerSchool. But the flexibility in the grade book has been great. The fact that teachers can do it on the go from any device now with the new PowerTeacher Pro grade book. And ultimately, what our teachers respect most is that we have submitted many, many enhancement requests to PowerSchool, and it's always an excellent feeling when we can email teachers back and say, hey, I noticed on the next release of PowerSchool, they've listened to some of our concerns, and maybe 7 of the 8 enhancement requests we submitted are going to be implemented on the next release. So teachers really feel like it's more of an open communication between district staff and PowerSchool.
Excellent, thank you. And what is your parent involvement rate like? How often are your parents interacting with PowerSchool and the information they have access to?
I think what we're seeing is that parents are contacting teachers more frequently and ultimately questioning their students because they're getting notifications on their phones. They're logging in and seeing exactly what grade that student got, and ultimately the communication has really improved between teachers and parents.
Excellent, thank you. There was a lot of really good information about how all the different stakeholders in your district are utilizing PowerSchool and the tools that are provided to everyone, from an administrator to a teacher to a parent and a student. I would like to take our attendees into PowerSchool to give them a look, but before we do that, I would like to go through some of the information about PowerSchool and who are we as a company. PowerSchool started in the late 1990s. It was an individual in California that saw a need in his local school district. We started out primarily focused with small schools. We wanted to have the family feeling, a great user community. And PowerSchool has evolved over time to be able to support districts of all sizes. Here you can see some of the quotes from districts and schools that are utilizing PowerSchool in a variety of capacities. Currently, PowerSchool supports over 32 million students. And to me, that's the most impressive statistic. As a mom with 2 kids, it's always interesting when you're going out and you're on the play dates and you're talking to other parents and they're talking about how great it is that they can get grades and attendance and all this information in real time and communicate with the parents. And you ask them, well, where are you getting this information? And they say PowerSchool. So that's why I think it's amazing. Landon also touched on the partners. PowerSchool really likes to make sure that the districts have the ability to incorporate all of their products or as many applications as you can into a single user experience. So you're not having to maintain multiple logins as an end user. A lot of times the SIS is the hub of all of that. PowerSchool is moving forward with a unified experience. We are taking these different systems, whether it's the teacher's grade book, whether it's your lunch program, whether it's your assessments, your analytics, your LMS, and we are building the unified classroom experience. PowerSchool does utilize one real-time Oracle database. You do not have different modules that need to sync the data. It is all in complete real time for you. With that being said, I would like to now take you into PowerSchool to give you a look at the functionality that we can offer you. We are going to begin by looking at the mobile apps. Landon had mentioned that their parents are getting the information on the apps. As a parent with a smartphone, I can see my students. If I have multiple students, I can toggle between them. I can see what are the classes my student is currently enrolled in, what is that real-time grade that they're earning right now, even very quickly spot, are they trending up or down? By going to the grades, I can see additional information. What's the percentage that they're earning? What is the points, if you will? I do have the ability to view attendance information as well. So just pull out my smartphone, open up the app, and there it is. PowerSchool does have push notifications, so when a student is marked absent, that shows up on my smartphone. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the teacher tools. When I log in as a teacher into PowerSchool, all of the information is already available for me. My class list that I'm assigned to teach are there. I don't have to enter them. When I'm looking at my current classes, the very first thing that I need to do every day is to take attendance as a teacher. To take attendance, I would click on the chair icon and I'm presented my attendance roster. As a teacher, I quickly noticed that Erin and Hannah are out today. Their parents had already phoned into the office. And if I need to indicate which students are absent or what students are tardy, I can do so by selecting the attendance code and quickly populating it. With a simple click of the submit button, this attendance is now available to the parents. It's on the mobile app. It's in the office so that you can start that daily reconciliation process. You'll notice that I have a green dot, just a quick visual indication that I have submitted my attendance for that course section for the day, so I'm not left guessing as a teacher. Teachers do have the ability to see additional information about students. By selecting the backpack, I have my student roster, and by clicking on a student, the very first screen I see as a teacher is a quick lookup screen. How are your students doing in all their other classes? To the right of the student photo, I have the student alerts or icons. These display if information is entered into them, very valuable information. As a teacher, I would like to know, is my student diabetic? Are they allergic to bees? Are they allergic to peanuts? What do I need to do? So I can see that Aspen is diabetic, and that there is insulin in the nurse's office if needed. In addition to the medical alert, we have the other alert. Is there IEP information that you would like to make available, transportation information, balance alerts as well if a student's lunch or fee balance reaches a specific level. PowerSchool does have a lunch program. We also integrate with full-on lunch management software packages. Additional alerts that we do have for students, we have a discipline alert. So here I can see that Lindsay has a behavior modification plan in place. The next alert is the guardian alert. You can incorporate photos into the alert. So here I can see that Lindsay really should not be released to her father. Then the very last alert is a birthday candle, and that pops up and follows the student for 1 week within their birthday. Now I'm going to go back to my home screen or start screen by clicking the PowerSchool logo. PowerSchool is designed with ease of use in mind. You should be able to get to any level of data within 3 clicks or less. And by clicking the PowerSchool logo, it will always take you back home. So we just took a look at some simple access points as a teacher. As a teacher, I need to track my assignments, enter my assignment scores, and that can all be done in our PowerTeacher Pro gradebook. When I come into my PowerTeacher Pro gradebook, you'll notice that all of my course sections are here for me. As soon as it's added to me, it's added to my gradebook as well. As soon as a student enrolls into the course section, they're added to my roster. By coming to the score sheet, I'm going to have a list of all the students enrolled in the course section. I can quickly see all the assignments and how the student has performed on the assignments. PowerSchool does support multiple grading types. Are you doing standards-based grading? Are you doing more traditional-based grading? You can even do blended grading within the same gradebook or course section. To enter or edit an assignment score as a teacher, I can simply click to the right of the student's name. I could key in the value. I could enter the value from my score inspector. I do have the ability to comment a student's performance on the assignment. So what is that feedback that I would like to provide? I can do that. All of this information shows up for the parents to see. Everything is real time, so if I adjust a grade, that's going to update the student's final grade with the simple click of the Save button. The information is out there for whoever has access to it. We do provide teachers additional tools about assignments. Do they need to mark an assignment collected? Do they need to indicate if an assignment was late? They can do so by using the icons over here on the right. Teachers have the ability to see what's the progress of the students in their grade books. As a teacher, what does my grade distribution look like? When I come into my progress area, I can quickly see that I have 11 students performing well, and I have 7 students that I may want to reevaluate or work with a little more. The majority of the time that you see information such as this in PowerSchool, you can click on that to get the details. Who are those students? How are they trending? Just with a few simple clicks. So I think one of the most important things that teachers need is help on a new product or the new functionality. As we enhance functionality, where are they going to go? Are they going to pick up the phone and call the IT department? Within PowerSchool, we do have online page contextual help. So I am on the traditional grades progress. I open up the help and it brings me right here. Teachers can also search the help through a table of contents, or they even have the ability to watch videos. We have short videos embedded into our help that teachers can review. They're 1 to 5 minutes, such as Welcome to PowerTeacher Pro, or even What's New. As Landon mentioned, we listen to our customers. We try to incorporate the enhancements that they're requesting. And so we need to, how are you going to utilize that? And you can watch that right from the help. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to exit as a teacher. And next we are going to take a look at the administrative side of PowerSchool. PowerSchool does support multiple languages, whether I'm a parent, a student, or a teacher. So if my preferred language might be Spanish, I can select that, and this will change all the tags or labels on my page. When I log into PowerSchool, we do have very robust security. So I'm going to be limited to areas that I have access to. Over here on the right, I have a blue school link. Here I have a list of all of the schools that my user can access within the district. When I go to the district office, I'm going to be able to work globally with all of the students that are currently within my school or district. In my district, we start with pre-K 3 and go up to grade level 13. So as an administrator, if I'm curious, what is my enrollment looking like? Do I need to know how many students are currently enrolled broken down by gender, ethnicity, and grade level? With a simple click, I have that information at my fingertips. If I'm curious, who are my 190 female first grade students? By clicking on that 190, I have a list of those students, and when you're looking at this list of students, you'll notice that they're from all school sites throughout the district. This is nice global information. I don't have to navigate school by school, do a lot of manual calculations to get this information or locate students. I can do so from the district level. We do have the ability to do a variety of reporting at the district level as well. Now let's take a look at some of the ways that you can interact and use PowerSchool at the school level. Today we are going to work at Apple Grove High School. Once I select Apple Grove High School, you'll notice a few subtle changes. On my start screen or home screen, I'm now limited to grade levels 9 through 12. How would you locate a student in PowerSchool? A lot of times, staff have student numbers memorized. So if you have the student ID numbers memorized, you can key it in. You could bring up a listing by first letter of the last name or by grade level. You even have the ability to search on the database. As I start typing, you'll notice I type A, B. PowerSchool is doing a quick smart search to identify any possible matches. It's looking at both students enrolled and fields. So if I would like to search on any one of these fields, I can do so. Now I'm going to continue working with my favorite student, Aspen. By clicking on Aspen, I am taken into her student screens. On the left-hand side, all of these links contain the information for Aspen. I like to think of this as that big Cume file that we all had when we were in school. There's a collection of information here. You have demographical information. You have immunization information. Maybe you have some proof of residency, historical or past progress reports, report cards, transcripts, test scores. All of that is now available online within PowerSchool and easy to work with. When you're looking at a screen such as the general demographics, you'll notice that there's information used in other parts, whether it's on the address link or if it might be underneath the parent information because I have mom and dad's information here as well. When you update information in PowerSchool, you update it just on one screen and it updates on all those screens that utilize it. We don't want you to be doing a lot of redundant data entry. I'm going to take you through a few screens to give you an idea of how information flows throughout PowerSchool. We've taken a look at the demographics screen. How would you work with attendance for a student in PowerSchool? We saw how a teacher would take attendance. So now as an administrator, when Aspen's mom phones in and says she was not feeling well and she was going to be out ill, I would select the attendance code from the drop-down, and then I would click in the appropriate course section. Now, if her mom said that she was taking her to the doctor in the morning, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say parent excused, and her mom thought she would be back to class by the start of second period. So I'm going to go ahead, submit this attendance, and now it's also available for teachers as well. So this is being pulled real time from the student bell schedule. Other screens that administrators have to work with, students' historical grades. Historical grades are very important. How has a student done previously? Whether they completed a course while they enrolled within your district, or did they transfer in and bring you a transcript or grade record? I can see all the classes Aspen has been enrolled in, and if I would like to get additional information, what was the grade, what was the GPA points, by clicking on that item, that opens up the record, and I have all of those data elements. PowerSchool does keep track of changes on critical data points. If there's changes made to a student's historical grade, I have a record of that underneath the change history. So we've taken a look at a few different screens. We've seen the quick lookup screen, we've seen the historical grade screen, we've seen demographic screen. One of the things that Landon mentioned was the ability to customize and make PowerSchool your own. We do fully support customization. We even encourage it. So if your end users come to you and say, you know what, we really like these screens, but we would like a little bit of this screen and a little bit of that screen, can you make me a custom screen? You have the ability to do that. Over here on the left, I'm going to come into the counselor dashboard, and this is an example of a custom screen. So now, as a counselor, I can see the current quick lookup for Aspen. I see her attendance information, current schedule, cumulative information, net access, historical grades. All of these screens were interactive that have blue on them, and they are interactive here as well. So if I were to click on this historical grade, that's going to open up the historical grade record. Now, when I say customization, and that's a big benefit, it is, because we don't have to do that customization. You have the ability to do it. You also have the ability to utilize customizations that have been done by other PowerSchool users through our PowerSchool support site, and we will be taking a look at that as well. Other things that I can see as an administrator and working with a student, I can see where is the student going to be at any time during the day for the current week. We do support multiple types of schedules. Some of you might have a traditional schedule. Some might have an A-B rotation. Maybe you have different schedules at your different skill sites. We can support all of that as well. Now, if I needed to work with a different student, I could simply come up here and click the switch student and navigate to a new student. Now, I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to get there by clicking the PowerSchool logo in the top left-hand corner. You'll notice that I'm back on my start or home screen, and PowerSchool has remembered the last student selection that I had made. So now I would like to work with a group of students. Working with a group of students is very easy within PowerSchool. If you need to find all of the members of a specific sports team, you can do so. I could come in here and I can type football, and you can see that smart search functionality coming into place. I'm going to say, please present me all of the 11th grade football players, and I have 3 of them. Now, what would I like to do with this group of students? Do I want to do a mass attendance change? Would I like to print a report? When I go back home, you're going to notice that my current student selection has been retained, and I can work with this group of students right from the home page or start screen as well. If this group of students was going to be out in the afternoon going to an away football game, I can come into the attendance change, and I can mass change attendance for a specific date or date range. So if this is the science camp trip and all of my middle schoolers are going to science camp, I can mass change those students at once as well. Next, I'm going to go back to the home page or start screen, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the reporting functions within PowerSchool. We're going to start by working with our attendance report. When I come into the attendance area of PowerSchool, the very first screen that I see is my daily attendance dashboard. This was the last screen that I was on, so I can see that for my daily attendance, I have one student that has been marked out absent for the day. Now, if I'm curious about my meeting attendance, because I'm doing that period attendance at my school, by clicking the meeting attendance, I can see that I have a total of 32 students that are out absent, 27 that have an unexcused tardy. Now, this is all real-time information being pulled from when that teacher enters that information in the teacher's gradebook, or when you enter that information as an administrator. Over here on the right, I can see that I have only 7% of my sections or teachers have entered attendance, 22 out of the 304 sections that were scheduled to meet today. So now I'm a little bit curious. Who are those teachers that have or have not entered attendance for today? Underneath the Reports tab, I have the Teacher Attendance Submission Status. By simply clicking the link, I can now see all of the teachers at the school. I can see anybody that has successfully submitted attendance in all of their course sections. They are listed in green with a nice check mark. Yes, everything's entered. Teachers that are in the yellow-orange color, that's partial attendance. So I can see that Mr. Cohen has entered attendance for 2 of the classes, and then anybody that's in red has not entered attendance. And these are only course sections that were scheduled to meet today. The next step in the attendance reporting process is to identify the students that are out and start making those phone calls home. Underneath my reports, you'll notice that I have the absentee report. So I can come in here and I can quickly ask PowerSchool to please identify all the students that have an attendance other than present for the current day. I don't have to enter a lot of information. I just have to verify the periods and the codes that I would like PowerSchool to search against. And by clicking Submit, the report's now being processed. Now, when I view this report, make that a little bit larger for you, there is my list of students that have attendance other than present. Now, if I'm making those phone calls home, I can do a right mouse click. I can open up that student's record in a new window. I can enter the attendance. I can close it out, and then I can proceed with working with the next student on my list. Now, we've talked a little bit about attendance reports. Now, in addition to the absentee report, the teacher attendance submission status report, we do have the additional reports that you will be utilizing, your ADA, your ADM, your attendance letters. All of that is available within PowerSchool. When you are looking at this list of reports, you'll notice that I have different tabs across the top. PowerSchool has very robust reporting features, whether it's a 1 to 3 click report, much like our absentee report, whether it is the reports that you need for your state in order to get your funding, report your attendance, if you have student submissions or you're getting your student numbers, if it's your CRDC, which I'm sure everybody is just wrapping up completing, we do have all of those as well. We also have the reports that you get to really customize and make your own. Everything from your form letters. Do you have a welcome back to school letter? Do you have a transcript? Do you have things such as a perfect attendance certificate? And let me show you a few of those. By coming to my reporting queue, this is where we just were with the absentee report, I'm going to open a few reports to give you a view of the reporting capabilities. This is a sample emergency contact list. This has been built using the reporting tools Within PowerSchool, much like sharing of custom pages, PowerSchool users also have the ability to share custom reports, and I will show you this briefly. Now, we've looked at the absentee report, we've looked at an emergency contact list. We can also do things such as, what do your transcripts look like? How would you like those laid out? Within our reports, you can include both custom fields and standard core fields. And custom fields are any fields that you define on your PowerSchool server. These reports are completely customizable. Would you like to pull in test information? Would you like to pull in GPA information? You can do that as well. We do have the ability to do standards-based reports. And then one of my favorite reports, and this is a little bit because I don't normally think of this report coming out of an SIS, is something such as a perfect attendance certificate. This is one that I like to receive as a parent. So you can produce these reports right in PowerSchool, and if you'd like, you could even scan in the signature of the principal. Now, in addition to these customizable reports, we give you the ability to work with all of the data in your entire PowerSchool database, including any custom tables or fields that you may have created. And those reports can be found underneath our enterprise reporting. Enterprise reporting, you have the ability to build out these reports. You can identify which users have access to these reports. To process or run any one of these reports, I can select the report. I'm going to have some runtime parameters. So right now, I'm looking at grades from the 15-16 year. Now, if I would like to say I would like all reporting terms of all the current grades from the 15-16 year, I have that information at my fingertips. This is all done with our enterprise reporting tool. Here I can see a list of all the students, their grade level, and the grades that they earned by reporting term. When I selected the reporting term columns, you have the ability to build secondary reports off of the primary reports. Other things that you can do with the reporting tools, you can build in filters. You could format the reports to be rendered into a graph. Would you like to build some pivot tables? You even have the ability to download the reports or set up subscriptions to reports. So if you have that individual within the district that would like this report, but they don't want to have to log in to run it, it can be processed and it will show up in their email for them every day. Very, very robust reporting capabilities. Now I am going to go back to the start screen or home page, if you will. Additional information within PowerSchool that a lot of our users find themselves working with a lot are some of our tools such as the integrated dashboards. We saw the dashboard for attendance, but we also have dashboards to help you have additional information at your fingertips. Do you need to see your immunizations? How many of your students are exempt from immunizations? I can see that I have one student that's exempt from the DTP. Now, if I wanted to find all students that were compliant with a simple change, PowerSchool re-queries that information. Now, this is interactive, so if I would like to know who are those 231 students, there they are listed for me. Now, throughout this quick overview of PowerSchool, I have referenced our support site multiple times, and where are you going to go for support as a user of PowerSchool? And you're going to do that through our support site, PowerSource. And I would like to quickly take you to PowerSource to give you a feel for the user experience. When you come into our support site, and you're going to be engaging here in a variety of ways. Would you like to contact a support agent through the live chat feature? You can do so. Would you like to look in the knowledge base to search for an article on how to do that? You can do that as well. By coming to the community, you'll notice that we have the Power Source Exchange. When I was talking about the customizations that you can peruse and add to your server, you can locate those underneath PowerSchool Exchange, and I can do searches. So if I wanted to find that counselor dashboard that we had briefly looked at, there's the counselor dashboard. As a customer, I have the ability to review this customization. If I think it would be beneficial for my district or school, I can download it, add it to my server. Might require a few tweaks or changes, and then that's ready to go. So I don't have to contract with PowerSchool. I can simply come here and add my own customizations. Now, Landon had mentioned to us that his teachers were excited when they saw their requests were now part of the PowerSchool product. Underneath our enhancement request, you can submit requests online, and then all the other PowerSchool users can come in, they can view the request, and then they can either vote yes or no if they would find that useful. Our product marketing team comes in here on a regular basis. They review these requests, and then we work with our focus groups to identify which of these requests is going to be the best to get into the product the soonest. And we are continually trying to get enhancements into PowerSchool within every release. Also, through our support site, this is where you're going to be interacting with your implementation team on the process of your implementation, and also where you're going to download any updates, tech notes, release notes as well. So I'm going to go back to the start page of PowerSource just to give you an idea of that. Now, I know that we've been speaking for about 45 minutes. And Corinna, should we open it up for questions?
Yep, thank you so much, Melissa. We do have a couple questions that we can jump into if now is a good time. But I do want to remind our attendees that if you do have a question, just chat it in, and we will try to get it answered during this Q&A. So are you ready for the first couple that have come through, Melissa?
Most definitely.
Okay, great. Well, Jamie is with us today, and Jamie is wondering how custom screens are built and what type of knowledge is required to build those out.
Okay. Custom screens are basically HTML. A lot of our customers are using HTML to build those. You can use a graphical editor or designer, and then you add that into the directory on PowerSchool, and then those, if you have core tables, those are already aligned, and then if you've created any custom fields on that screen as well, they are then added to the appropriate table in the fields as well into PowerSchool. And then those, all customizations go into a separate directory so that when you do update PowerSchool, your customizations are preserved and you do not have to redo those.
Okay, great. And Landon, do you have anything to add to that? Have you used any customizations that you want to comment on?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you know, it's something you certainly want to take your time when you're customizing a page, but you know, don't think that you can't do it. You know, for example, Melissa, if you don't mind, could you go log in as a teacher?
Most definitely.
I want to show one of the first pages that we customize, and this is a simple page to customize, but it's something where when you log in, go to the knife and the fork for taking lunch count. So this screen for us didn't work, and that's because, like some school districts, we have multiple lunch options every single day. And in here, it just gives you a count of student lunch. And so one of the first things I did was come in here and customize this. So I needed options like I needed to know how many adult salads I needed, and I needed to know how many students wanted lunch option 1 and lunch option 2. this was something that I was able to customize completely on my own, and I always knew that even if the HTML that I put maybe didn't work, I always had that original page. PowerSchool keeps the original page, which is the original HTML. So even if I manage to mess up that HTML, I know I can go back, copy that original HTML, and keep tweaking it until I get exactly what I want.
Excellent. Thank you. And you do have the ability to see your custom HTML screens through the PowerSchool Administrator, which is on the administrative side of PowerSchool, and that's an extra area of security. So Landon would have access to that, or whoever else you identify as your system administrator.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Melissa and Landon. Jamie has another question. Jamie's wondering how you clear current student selections.
To clear a new student, current student selection, you could make a new selection of students. You just go back to the home page or start screen and either type in the student's last name, first name, or run a new search. You don't have to clear out the old one before you do a new one.
Okay, great. Thanks, Melissa. Are you ready for the next question?
Yep, I am ready. In case it was on the administrative side, I wanted to get back into the administrative side of PowerSchool.
Okay. So the next question is, we are a small district. How would this SIS work for a small district with just about 1,200 students?
Excellent question. So PowerSchool works extremely well for small districts. Everything is done through the user interface. All of the setup items. You don't need back-end coding or customization. You enter your district information, your entry codes, your exit codes, all through the user interface. And when you implement PowerSchool, you're going to be assigned an implementation project manager, and they're going to work with you hand in hand to review your district, your business process. They're going to walk you through all the setup elements, much like your entry codes, exit codes, what are your attendance codes, how are you doing your grading. They're going to set that up with you, and then you're going to talk to them about, okay, we'd like to run honor roll this year, or we need to do class rank. They're going to help you with that. Within PowerSchool, there is a lot of functionality, but you're not required to use it all. So if you do not want to start off building custom reports, you don't have to. You pick and choose the areas that you would like to utilize. And PowerSchool,
thank you, Melissa. Go ahead.
I was going to say, originally when PowerSchool started, we did focus specifically on small school districts, and I would still say that the majority of our customers are under 3,000. I know from working in implementation, the smallest district that I ever worked with was 100 students, and they found it very useful since it's so intuitive.
Excellent. Landon, do you have anything to add based on your experience and the size of your district?
Yeah, you know, we're just south of 500 students, and I think what's great about PowerSchool is, going off what Melissa said, it's really up to you how many of the features and functions you want to use. For us, we are really trying at the beginning. We did not use all of them, but we continue to find ways to continue to build on PowerSchool. I mean, one of the first things I ask companies that would like to install plugins or want our data is, are you a partner with PowerSchool? And that becomes an important question because in my head, I want everything to center around PowerSchool. It's already proven to be a solid SIS, and so, when you get vendors and different companies that come to you, hey, I want this data, I want that data, if they don't integrate in with PowerSchool, it's almost an instant no for me, because PowerSchool has proven itself, and no matter how big the school district, no matter how small, that it has all the functionality and beyond that you'll need.
Excellent, thank you. And you'll also find that PowerSchool is going to be here to help you with those integrations. We provide a list of companies that we work well with, and we also can support integrations using automated imports, exports as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Those are all the questions that have been submitted today. So, Melissa, there may be another slide back to your presentation.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So I will go ahead and thank you for the questions. And I just kind of wanted to recap. Oh, sorry about that. My presentation went all the way back to the beginning there. I wanted to recap what we had spoken about with PowerSchool today. So we talked about the seamless technology, how everything is integrated, from the information that your teachers need to work with, the information that your parents and students, your administrators, how can PowerSchool interact with the lunch programs, the library systems, the HRs. We can all do that seamlessly using the API or other integration tools within PowerSchool. PowerSchool is completely flexible with the ability to customize screens, ability to build your custom reports. It basically comes down to, we do not own you. You own PowerSchool. You own your own student information system, and you get to build that out and configure it to meet your needs. PowerSchool has the easy access to the data, whether it's looking up student information, whether it's running a report. We provide that with 3 clicks or less, so that you're not having to click around, you're not becoming frustrated as an end user. And then PowerSchool is a very proven product. We've been around for many, many years. We were the first web-based student information system, and as Landon mentioned, very solid as we continue to grow and support more and more users. We took a look at PowerSource and the support site. We also have an amazing user community. Outside of just sharing customizations, helping each other ask questions, our users have user groups. We have a national user group. Most of the states also have state user groups where our users are getting together anywhere from 1 time a month, maybe it's every 3 to 4 months. They're getting together to share information, how-tos, what's working well, what changes would they like to see. So a great user community. Now that's what the information I had about PowerSchool. If you would like to receive additional information, would you like to take a deeper look into specific areas of functionality, we're always happy to talk with you. And you can reach out to Devin Tomlinson, and the contact information is listed here, and she can connect you with the account representative that manages your area. Now, if you would like more in-depth information, we do our deep dive showcase demos, so you can always sign up for a product demo through our powerschool.com online demo site as well. And thank you for attending today. We look forward to working with you further in the future.
Well, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Landon, for joining us today and sharing the great work that is happening in Oswego.
Yes, thank you, Landon. It's always I'm sorry, Karuna.
Keep going.
I said it's always great to talk to customers, especially customers that have been using PowerSchool for so long to see their experiences and how they're utilizing it. So thank you for taking time out of your day today, Landon, to present with me.
And I just want to thank all of our attendees for joining us today for the webinar, and hope to see you on a future webinar. We are always looking to improve ourselves, so as we close out here, you will be prompted to give us some very brief feedback on today's presentation. We appreciate that in advance, and hope you have a great rest of your week. This concludes our webinar. Thank you.